Hello everyone, welcome back to Fulgurn Gaming's Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In this episode, we are actually going to be finishing, let me go ahead and turn the TV down a little bit. In this episode, we're going to be hopefully finishing the Spirit Temple. From what I remember, I know in the last episode I said I get confused with this place a lot, and that is true back in the day, or was true, but I was kind of practicing it a little bit, and I don't actually remember it being this easy. And it kind of is easy. It's really linear, and you can beat it probably, I'm probably not going to beat it this quickly, but it is possible to beat in probably, I don't know how long, maybe 10-15 minutes. There is a switch in here that we have to hit. Look around though. Well, actually now you can see it, but I like how they put it up there on the ceiling. Like, who's going to look up there? I don't know. Let's go ahead and take out this beam though. So I'm not sure if you take him out if he actually does anything or not, but we actually, wow, that was a fail. But we actually do, are you kidding me? There we go. We actually do have to hit that switch on the ceiling there, and I think it is a little bit easier to, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit easier to hit it if you actually take out the beamos first. And now that I think about it, I'm not sure if it's even necessary, because I think the only thing in there is actually the compass, which is not really all that necessary to complete the dungeon. Now here we have our first little puzzle thing. Let me go ahead and collect all the silver rupees, because that has become sort of a tradition here. The first thing I want to point out before I start the speed up though, is that one right there. I think they wanted you to use the hover boots for that, but what I think you can actually do is just jump off and do a jump slash and get it. Let me try it real quick. Alright, I've gotten 4 of them, and before I know I failed that little, what I was telling you guys about, but let me go ahead and play the Song of Time here, because as we have learned, seeing a blue block like this, you're supposed to play the block of time, obviously. This late in the game, we should definitely know that. Luckily, behind this block of time, or whatever, that's what I like to call them, I'm not sure if they actually do have a name or not, we have, and apparently we're going to get right up close and personal with it because the boulder told us to, we have our 99th, just let that sink in for 1 second. Let me just go ahead and show you. 99 Gold Skulltulas. That means there is only one more in the entire game. Honestly, like, I can't believe it. I never, like, when I started the Let's Play, I was like, you know, forget that. I don't think I'm gonna go for the Gold Skulltulas or whatever. They're not all that important. And look what happened. We only have one more Gold Skulltula left, and I definitely never did that. Like I keep saying, I never did that as a kid or anything, so I already know I told you what the final, reward is for getting all the Gold Skulltulas, and it's not worth it, but I think, it is kind of cool to get all 100, just to say you have. I think, I've never done it before, like I said, but I think when you actually do get all 90, or all 100, I think the counter turns red or something like that, so I can't wait to, try that out. Back there, I kind of glossed over the fact that I got a key. Let me go ahead and show you this room, though. Not really anything important in here, in my opinion. Apparently, there's a Wolfos. Let me go ahead and investigate. I'm not sure if he's a Wolfos or not. Yeah, Wolfos. I get the Wolfos, Stalfos, Lizalfos, and all that mixed up. I wasn't entirely sure. There is that phrase, again, I'm not entirely sure. If I have some new people who don't know what I'm talking about, they're in the SpoonyExperiment.com, there was a video he did, it was an Ultima 9 review, where a character, he kept playing the sound bite, I'm not entirely sure, over and over again, but yeah, apparently I've adopted that into my vocabulary. I wasn't planning on getting the compass here, but I figure, this is our final dungeon, pretty much, where we're going to be getting a compass. I don't think, I could be wrong, and now that I say that, I'm actually not even sure if there is a map and compass in Ganon's castle or not, but I don't think there is. If not, that right there could be the final compass in the entire game. So, you know what, we might as well get it. Now, I kind of, like I said, I glanced over the fact that I got a key over there, and we can go in here now, which is the main focus of the dungeon. Here, you want to kind of run pretty fast, because a like leg will drop out of the ceiling, and we could climb up here. Or we could just aim at the top here, shoot our long shot, and go straight to the top. That is one thing about this dungeon that is really strange to me. Let me go ahead and get out my lens of truth real quick. It seems like a lot of this dungeon can be skipped over, and if we look through our lens of truth, we will see a floor master. Like, I get these mixed up too. Floor master, and now, well, I was gonna say what happened to him. Apparently, I accidentally put down the lens of truth. Let me go ahead and take out these guys real quick, just so I can get on with it. Alright, well, that wasn't quite as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Now, I think I did mention this before, but if you have the lens of truth out, you can't actually do the spin attack, which is what I was trying to do to take care of those guys. Or I'm not even sure what are they, just mini floor masters or something like that? I'm not sure. If you have to turn basically the mirror, or whatever you want to call this, it looks like And I know this is something that people rip on kind of a little bit, at least in my experience. It looks like light is coming out of whatever this thing is in the middle of the room, but what's happening is it is being reflected from that thing up there. But how could that even be possible? Maybe the statue here is absorbing the light and then re-emitting it, but I don't think you could even call that reflecting, because there's no way the orientation of this mirror would cause that reflection to happen. Over here, I believe there is a heart in here. Alright, not bad. Now, I'm not even going to open this. Or maybe, you know what, I will open it, but it's nothing good. Let me just tell you guys, I know what's in here. Ice. Yep. So apparently they reward your curiosity with a, not even an enemy really, just, you know, not anything good, obviously. And I'm not sure if there are any more like that in this game, but I kind of remember those more from Majora's Mask. Now that I say that, there's probably none of those in Majora's Mask. We can go ahead, well, I might as well go ahead and walk up there. You can use this room. I remember in the last episode, I was saying how hard I thought this room was. You can actually just use these torches, I guess, to make the room a little bit easier. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to get that one over there or not, but what I'm going to go ahead and do now, let me go ahead and equip my hover boots just to be safe. We're going to jump down to that hand with the Triforce on it. Not sure, we can probably get there with the Kokiri boots, but like that, just like that, we might as well make it easy on ourselves. I can't believe I haven't messed up a song yet in this in this episode here, because in every other episode in the Let's Play, even something as simple as Zelda's Lullaby, I've played an extra note, I haven't played a note right, I don't know. What that does, though, is actually make a treasure chest appear over there. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Down there, there are actually 2 torches, and we're going to be needing the fire arrows a little bit in this dungeon, actually, so they actually do have a little bit of use. Now, if we go ahead and shoot them... There we go, I didn't think that was going to work. That will make the map appear down there. Now, I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to get back up here, so I'm not going to go for the map right now. If I really feel like a little bit nostalgic, like I really need to get the final map in the game, I'll go back down there and get it. But as for right now, not important. But in that box, in the chest down there is a map. Here we have another key, which, you know, as a kid, for some reason, I could not find this key right here. Now, what I was saying about the torches, just to make it a little bit faster, you can actually lock on to the torch right here, like so. Now, guys, over there is the final Gold Skulltula in the entire game. I really can't believe it. And we could play the Scarecrow song, but why would we do that if we can just use our long shot? Does that make any sense? I don't think so, honestly. I mean, we could play, like I said, play the Scarecrow song, waste time, go over there. Like, who's gonna be here without the long shot? You know what I mean? Like, why would anybody play the Scarecrow song to get over there? Because at this point in the game, you will have the long shot unless you've glitched to get here. So I'm not sure exactly what the point of being able to play the Scarecrow song is. Maybe you can use it as sort of a shortcut, but then why would you want to get up there anyway? Not entirely sure. There's that phrase again. But that should be the 100th. There we go, guys. 100 Gold Skulltulas. I'm honestly speechless right now. But I need to get all the way back over there, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, so let me just go ahead and maybe, I wonder if the long shot will reach this far. Well, apparently it can. Alright, sorry about that. I'm not sure how that cut's going to work, but, you know, things happen around here that I definitely have to cut out. But now that we have that key, getting through that door right there was one of the hardest things for me in this dungeon as a kid. This right here wasn't too easy either. I'm not sure why I didn't realize that you can use fire arrows on these enemies. I think, or what are they called? Anubai? Like, what would you call the plural of that enemy right there? I'm not exactly sure. I was gonna say not entirely sure, but I caught myself just in time. I think when I tried to use the bomb chews before, it took 2 bomb chews. Wow, that was a fail. But I wonder, oh my. There we go. I was gonna say, does it take 2 bomb chews? Bomb chew? I'm not sure exactly what the plural of that is either. But does it take 2 bomb chews and 1 bomb to defeat the Beamos? Or I'm not sure how that works either. Now, you might be wondering what the point of that is right there. And that is just in case, I think, if maybe you don't have magic, or if you don't have, perhaps, you know, Din's Fire or the fire arrows or whatever, you can use that to destroy the Anubai or whatever. This room right here is not all that hard either. I think one of these statues might be fake, but there's a kind of a cool speedrunning tactic I saw. Let me go ahead and take off my hover boots, though, because I don't know why I have them on still, honestly. Now, if we go ahead and touch this thing and run over here... Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. Hopefully, he will jump on the switch. There we go. See, I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do this room or not, because when my brother played the game, he tried to make, you know, the statues jump on the switch there. But like I said, I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do it, or if one of those is actually fake and you're supposed to kill all the non-fake ones first, so that you can move the fake one into place. Now, let me go ahead and take care of this guy real quick. I'm going to speed this up because I think this episode is going to be really long, and we fought this guy already. Wow, that definitely went down quicker than I could have ever imagined. I thought that was going to take a little bit longer. Maybe it was because the first time I fought that thing, I should probably pick up those hearts, shouldn't I? But the first time I ever fought that thing in this Let's Play, I was Kid Link, obviously, and I only had the Kokiri sword, which took a little bit longer to destroy him than the Big Goron sword, jump slashes, which looked like it was only, what, 4 or 5? Guys, I think... No, I was going to say this is going to be our last big treasure chest in the game, but that is not true. I can think of at least one more, and there might be more than one. But here is the mirror shield. Now, one thing I've always wondered about the mirror shield that I've never actually tried out or I've never read about anywhere is I wonder if... Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, I have a... they had to do like a little check in here to make sure all of our electrical equipment was functioning and plugged in properly and all that. But what I was going to say about the mirror shield is I wonder if the like can... I don't think it can take it from you when you get absorbed by it, because if you just leave it there, how are you supposed to get it back? You know what I mean? Like, if it takes the mirror shield from you, there is no way, I don't think, to get it back. So if it takes it from you, you would be pretty much screwed for the dungeon. Like, maybe if you went back in this dungeon or something like that, you know, retraced your steps for whatever reason, if for whatever reason one of those likes took your mirror shield, you wouldn't be able to complete the dungeon. So my hypothesis is that maybe, I'm not sure what would happen also if you have the Kokiri tunic on, which I don't think can be stolen, and the mirror shield on. I wonder if you get absorbed by a like if it will steal anything at all. So if anybody knows that, I would be interested in hearing it. Now here is another instance of where we can actually just skip like half of the dungeon or half of the room or whatever. This looks like an intimidating room. Just look around. There are spikes on the walls. The wall itself that you have to climb is moving, meaning that if you go too far over, the spikes will crush you or you'll get, you know, impaled by them or whatever. The one that's not moving has a regular Gold Skulltula, or regular Skulltula on it. There are beamos guarding the bottom. Luckily, I mean, just look how easy this is. Let's just skip it. Like, I don't know why they decided to make it, like, design these rooms and then not, like, make you play the game. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of the... Wow, I'm not on the thing, am I? There we go. I'm not sure why or what they were thinking when they designed the temple basically for almost all of the rooms to be able to be skipped. I think if I was designing a game, especially the final dungeon, I would not make, like, maybe that surface able to be latched onto with the long shot or whatever. There is actually a cool trick here I want to try. Let me try real quick. I can't believe that worked. Like, I saw a speed run with this trick work. You know, I mean, I saw the trick work in a speed run. Didn't think it was gonna work for me, because how many times have I tried to show you guys like a trick from a speed run, like the Bombchu, like go through the bars or whatever in the Gerudo training area, and that not work. But if you didn't see what happened, let me go back in there. I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. What happened was I rolled into one of these things. I actually forget what they're called. Let me investigate. Torch Slug, I forgot about that. First encounter into the fire temple, by the way. I ran into that thing, and then for some reason, I think the invincibility effect that happens when you get hit by something, I think that negates the, you know, the bounce back effect of the firewall or whatever there. So the firewall out, it's like a computer over there. But yeah, I think that's exactly what happens. Now, to do this room legitimately, well, that door is just not going to cooperate, is he? You can see back here there is an eye switch, which you hit that, and then I think what happens is that makes another block appear right here. Then you can hookshot up there, hit the switch, and the firewall goes down, and you can get the boss key. But if you can do it in style like that, just run into a Torch Slug, gain invincibility, and go through the firewall all in one trick, I think you might deserve it, you know, a little bit more flashy of an item obtainment, if you can, you know, describe it that way. Let me go ahead and speed this trick, or not trick, room up too, because it is very self-explanatory and it is very tedious because there are a lot of enemies and there are a lot of turning those things that I have to do. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I've moved the mirrors into place. Now I know Nintendo Capri Sun, like, ripped on the fact, and I already actually did, now that I think about it at the beginning of the episode, how the fact that the light does not make sense in this game. Like, look at this. The light is shining into the, side of the statues and yet is being reflected. So I have to give my, tip my hat, because I forgot that Nintendo Capri Sun even talked about that. Nintendo Capri Sun, by the way, was almost one of the, I guess, an inspiration for this Let's Play, actually, because he was like the first Let's Player that I ever watched. I think it was back in 2009, so definitely hats off to him. Here we have, I think if I can put my Bigoron sword away, I can actually shine my light into that sun right there, which was the entire point of that room right there. Where does this take us? Right back into the main room. Now, you might think this is a little bit disheartening because we just left here a minute ago. Fortunately, we now have a light source, which means we can actually shine our light, if we can get Link facing the right direction, onto that little statue. I'm not sure if you could call it a statue, maybe like a, yeah, a statue, I guess you could call it, but which makes her face crumble away, which took me a little while to figure out. It wasn't too bad, because if you're on here, a platform right here, I guess you eventually try to shine the light on the thing here, except, first of all, when I tried to shine the light on the snake, didn't work. Now, at this point, the first time I played the game, I was like, oh great, now what do I do? How do I get over there? I tried everything from getting on her arms to, her hands, running up her arms, trying everything I could think of. None of that worked. And then I got so desperate, I just hookshot it. Like, seriously, I can't believe the easiest things I always used to miss as a kid. The final boss, guys, and here's a cutscene that I'm going to, enact, I guess. Ho ho ho! Looks like someone is here, Kome. Hee hee hee! Looks like a Kotake. Pronunciation, guys, I'm not sure. What an outrageous fellow he is to intrude so boldly into our temple. Why is temple capitalized, by the way? Ho ho ho! We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson, hee hee! Oh, loyal minion. Destroy this intruder on our behalf. Just when we thought we were done fighting these things, they give us another one to fight. Now, I was just about to say, I can't believe he's not hitting me. And I just called him a he wow, that was fast. I can't believe that. Apparently, what I was just about to tell you is going to be shown to you. Not a he. That is actually Nabooru. Apparently, she was under the influence of the two witches there. And I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, guys. I'm sorry about that if it's not exactly, correct. Ugh, where am I? Well, well, looks like she's back to normal, Kume, maybe. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo, Kotake. Maybe we should make her work for the Great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Ho ho! Then we should brainwash her again. And just like that, we saved her, and now she's back under their control, unfortunately. Now, I always thought when I was a kid that first, that Iron Knuckle, Nabooru in disguise or whatever, was going to be the final boss of the dungeon. That is not the case, obviously, because there are the witches, And in Majora's Mask, the roles of those witches is actually kind of funny, because it's nothing like their role in this game. And they're bosses, obviously, but I don't consider them to be truly bad people, and you'll see what I mean after this fight. Look at that stupid kid. He came on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the Great Ganondorf. Definitely am not offering myself as a sacrifice. I am here to get the Spirit Medallion above all else. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone. with my frost. I will freeze him to... I was gonna say freeze him to the soul. Freeze him... Did that just say freeze him to his soul? That doesn't... maybe it makes sense, but at first glance, it didn't really make sense to me. Now, the whole mechanic of this fight, obviously Sorcerer Sisters Twinrova, two kind of like... It's one boss, I guess, but each character has a different role, I guess. Let me go ahead and take out my Master Sword, just because I think that makes aiming the shield a little bit easier. What you have to do, and by the way, you want to keep them in front of you. So what I like to do is just stand in the corner. Maybe I should go to the other corner to actually keep them in front of me and not behind me. But what you have to do is they will actually, you know, throw fire or ice at you. And you have to redirect the fire or ice at the other sister. I'm not sure how many times you have to do that, but after a certain amount of times, they will actually combine into one, you know, being or whatever. Now, I'm going to do it one more time and then probably speed it up because this is probably the most, I don't even know what to call it, repetitive boss fight in the entire game, just because it's the same thing, literally, over and over. So I'm going to do it, like I said, one more time, and then I will cut it out till we become, or we, you know, they merge into one. Alright, now that we've done that, they will actually get serious. Apparently they weren't even trying before. But what they do is actually do the double dynamite attack, which I think is pretty hilarious. And now it's actually one person. Obviously Link thinks that's weird too. She gave us a wink, which I actually never noticed as a kid. What she does now is she actually has both of their powers, and we can actually absorb their power with our mirror shield. What you want to do is get 3 of the same element, I guess. And let me go ahead and take out my big Oron sword, because we're actually going to be doing direct damage to her in this fight. But she will take out, or she'll shoot one of the 2 elements out. And you have to get 3 of the same, I believe, stored up. So that'll be 3 right there, and we can actually fire that back at her like so. Now, hopefully I can actually take her out in one, like, wow, that was a definite fail. I was going to say, hopefully we can take her out in one... There we go. In one turn of the, you know, one cycle, I guess. If you don't, I'm not sure if she ever mixes it up, like fire, fight. Oh my! Ice, fire, ice, or if she does 3 in a row of the same element every time. Shoot, what a fresh kid. This time we'll get serious, right, Kotake? What? Hey, Kome, what is that above your head? There's a couple of things. I'm just going to let them talk a little bit. This reminds me, I seem to be remembering the Haunted Mansion a lot lately, but at the end of the movie where the main character and his, like, dead wife or whatever ascend into the heavens, that's what this reminds me of. If you guys have seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And another thing, she called me a fresh kid. Is this Will Smith? Like, seriously. And that, guys, was the official, I guess you could call it, final boss of the game. Actually, I'm not sure if you can call it that or not. It's the last boss in an actual temple. And this right here is our final heart container. Look at that. I think that is 20. Never seen that before. I've never, ever gotten all 20 heart containers. Usually I, you know, barely finish up the first line of hearts. So let's go ahead and watch this final cutscene. Or not final cutscene, but last cutscene where we actually get a medallion. Kid, let me thank you. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years, a competent swordsman. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will, which is exactly the opposite, ironically enough, of what she set out to do in the first place. But isn't it funny that a person like me could turn out to be the Sage of Spirit? And now, I'm going to fight them as one of the 6 sages. I'm going to pay them back for what they did to me. Kid? No, Kyle, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it. And what she was referring to there is, I believe she said if we get the silver gauntlets back for her and give them to her when we were a kid, she said she would do something special for us, which I actually said she never does. I guess you could consider this her special gift to us or whatever, but she didn't even know she was the Sage of Spirit back then, so this isn't definitely not what she was referring to. I really kind of am curious what she was going to give us if we gave her the, you know, the silver gauntlets. If only I knew you would become such a handsome man. I should have kept the promise I made back then. What in the world does that mean? Apparently the promise had something to do with me being a handsome man. Kyle, the hero! Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. The time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. The one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. I wonder who that one person could be. I wonder if it's someone we've been seeing the entire game that I've been referencing the entire game. Before we go there, I think what I'm going to do is actually go to Kakariko Village and get the final reward, you know, for getting the Gold Skulltula. So I'll see you guys in Kakariko Village. Alright guys, here we are in the House of Skulltula. You know, every time I go back through the game, it's kind of sad because, you know, we'll never really come in here again as a group. You know, you and me as, you know, I don't know, family, I guess. Let's go ahead and talk to the final guy here. And he looks a little bit different than all of the other guys. He looks a little bit older, actually. Since you've destroyed 100 spiders of the curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here's a token of my appreciation. Please take it. Huge rupee, worth 200 rupees. That is an insult to anybody that tried to actually complete the game. Like, I cannot believe they did that. Can you, they could have done anything else that was, I mean, not anything else. I guess 200 rupees isn't that bad. But if you really think about it, was it worth going through all of the trouble to get every single Gold Skulltula in the game, some of which are really well hidden just to get 200 rupees, what you get in the Fire Temple in a random treasure chest? I've been waiting for you, Kyle. Kyle, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. The resting place of the Sacred Triangle, the Sacred Realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle, it is a balance that weighs the 3 forces, power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But, if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts, power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, that one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on the backs of their hands. "7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the other 2 Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Kyle. And the other, who holds the Triforce of Wisdom, is the 7th Sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the Door of Time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Ganondorf had become the evil king, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. And now you are back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf, the evil king, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf, the evil king, will vanish from Hyrule. Kyle, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the evil king's defenses, the power given to the Chosen Ones. The Sacred Arrow of Light. And that, guys, is what we will be using to defeat Ganondorf. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next episode or the episode after that. I'm not sure how many more there are going to be. But I guess you could call this the final, item we're going to be getting into the game. So a lot of final things are happening in this episode here. That rumbling! It can't be! Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor! I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged, it was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But, with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these 2 Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle. And that we will. Actually, we don't really have anything to do other than go straight to the castle. We've gotten all the heart pieces, we got all of the Gold Skulltulas, we've got all the items, all the optional items, everything that I can think of, except for one thing, the Hylian Loach in the Sinking Lure, which I'll probably be doing in a bonus episode. But let me just go ahead and show you Ganon's castle. I'm not sure, well yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure if I've shown you the castle or not, but I had to get a Gold Skulltula that was over here. Look at this, guys. There is no way to get over there. How are we going to even, get to the castle? Kyle, can you hear me? It's Rauru, the Sage. We 6 will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda. As a kid, I thought this cutscene right here where all the, Sage's powers were actually, helping us instead of just being locked up in medallions, I guess, and actually creating the bridge was kind of cool. I've never played the 3DS version, but I've heard that apparently people fell off of this bridge. And what I've heard is that they actually made it so there was walls, or there were walls on the bridge or something like that. I'm not sure if that's true. But regardless, one thing I do know is true is that this is definitely going to be the end of this episode. In the next episode, we are going to be taking on Ganon's Tower, so I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.